Well, hello. I'm really excited today because I get to talk about relationships and conflict resolution. I used to be really bad at conflict and confrontation, and I used to feel so powerless when I would try to express myself or feel like somebody wasn't understanding me, trying to have a disagreement. I would feel um, break down in tears or avoid it altogether in the first place. Always afraid of hurting somebody's feelings or being misunderstood. And so I've learned so much since then. I've been married for 30 years. I had a business with employees. I've been an employee. I live with my adult daughters. I've pastored a church and I've done Airbnb. So now I've had lots of experience with conflict and how to have a, a conversation about a disagreement in ways that where I walk away feeling powerful and confident instead of powerless. So I'm really excited to share that with you. And welcome to my office. This is where I do counseling. So this is, I meet with couples a lot. I meet with people who deal with relationship issues, and I'm excited to give you some tools. So anyway, back to feeling powerless in a conversation. When you're trying to express yourself to somebody else, to somebody what your needs are, it's so common to feel like it's a fight, like we're having a fight because we're having a disagreement, and so if it's a fight, then I need to win. So that automatically sets you up to think, what do I need to do in order to win? And so if you've done that, you're feeling powerless and you're already losing. So the objective is not to win. The objective is to communicate information and to share what I need and listen to what you need, and to come to a resolution together. All right? So, are you ready? Here we go. Number one is respect. Regardless of what the other person is doing, you get to choose whether or not to be respectful and to keep a respectful tone. Whether it's your children or the neighbor next door, whoever it is, you decide the kind of person that you want to be and how you want to communicate with respect. And respect will get your chances of the other person listening and hearing you, if it's done with respect, a lot better than if you start hurling disrespect at each other. You don't need to be disrespectful in order to be firm, or to have a boundary, or to be powerful. It's not about controlling. It's not about intimidation. It's not about using hurtfulness to the other person. So I decided a long time ago that I know what kind of a person that I want to be, and so I'm not going to let anybody else influence me to be something that I'm not. So I get to choose who I want to be, and I want to be a respectful person. So when the other person turns it into something disrespectful, then you have the option to say, I can see that this isn't going very well, so I think I'm going to step away now, and I'd be happy to have another stab at this in a little while. Can we meet again later this evening or in an hour? Or but I'm not going to have a disrespectful interaction with you. So that's number one. Number two is, like I said, it's not a matter of winning. Like, it's not about you versus me. And as soon as we try to make it you versus me, then it turns into, like I said, a battle, and you become my enemy, and I become somebody who needs to dominate you or to hide and run away from you. The goal is resolution. The goal isn't winning. And so when you realize that, you can step away and realize it's about information sharing, and not about domination. Okay, number 3, which this goes with the last one, is defenses. When somebody has a disagreement and you are in a conflict, it's kind of natural to want to put your defenses up and protect yourself. And when you start to feel that inside of you, like I need to fight back, or I need to, some defenses might be like, I'm gonna create a story in my head of what you're this and you're that, and so I start creating in my mind a motives that you're doing against me, or I'm while you're talking, I'm thinking of what I'm going to say next. So that's a defensive thing to do. Anytime you feel like I need to fight back, or I need to defend, or I'm feeling threatened, whatever you do next, if it's a defensive kind of mode, then you're automatically pushing that person away, or you're drawing them in to fight harder. Defensiveness can be excuse making. It can be trying to make excuses for why you did what you did or what's going on. As soon as you engage in that, you're being defensive, and it'll either draw the other person farther into making you feel powerless, or it's you pushing them to make them feel powerless. Number 4 is when you focus on, try not to focus on how to fix the other person. Focus on the what. This is what I tell clients all the time, especially in like a relationship, a romantic relationship. If I try to tell you how to fix your problem, or try to tell you what your motives are or what's going on with you, then I'm making it, that other person is automatically going to feel like they need to defend something, instead of here's what I'm experiencing in this situation with you, and this is how I'm feeling about this, and this is what I need. So for instance, I'm trying to think of an example. Somebody's not, like, let's say it's your husband, your wife, and they just take off and go somewhere and don't tell you where they're going, and you're needing them to tell you, give you information so that you can make plans for your day, and they just disappear, and then you don't know when are you coming back. So a great way to handle that would be, I feel disrespected when I don't get to have information about what your plans are, so that I can plan for what I'm doing, or to even know what's going on in our relationship, because all of a sudden you disappear on me, and I don't know when you're coming back. I don't know, what should I plan about dinner? How do I do my schedule around you? And I need you to tell me. I'm not trying to control you. I don't want to control you. I don't need to tell you where to go. I just need you to give me information. Like, I'm gonna go to hang out with some friends. I'll be back in a couple of hours. It's just great information for you to have. So anyway, that's dealing with the what and not telling them why they're doing it. Like your dad always does that, and so you're just acting like your dad, or trying to tell them why they behave the way that they do. All that's going to do is create in them a defensiveness to fight you back. So I hope I made that clear. It's not your job to fix them. You just want to give them information. And okay, number 5 is to clarify. Make sure that the information that's going back and forth is clear. Like, I'm going to repeat back what I think you're telling me. So this is what I'm hearing you tell me. You feel like I'm the person that had the conversation about not about just disappearing at home. So okay, here's what I'm hearing you say. Like, I'm gonna purposely misunderstand it. What I'm hearing you say is that you just think you need to know where I am all the time. No, that's not what I'm trying to tell you. I'm trying to say that I just need to know what kind of plans I can make based on what you're doing, and I can't do that if you just disappear and I don't know when you're coming back. All I need to know is a time frame or an estimation of when what I can expect so I can plan around it. So sometimes you have to like repeat back what you're saying or what you're hearing from the other person. So this is what I'm hearing you tell me. I'm hearing you tell me that when I disappear, and you can't find me in the house, that makes you feel unsure, and it prevents you from knowing what to do with your time. And so what you're needing from me is for me to tell you what my plans are or when you can expect me back. Is that what you're saying? So it's just repeating back to the person, so that you're making sure it's clear. And oftentimes in an argument, another person will start hurling motives at you. Well, you're just this or that, and you don't care about me. You don't care anything about me. All you care about is yourself. Those are obviously judgments, and it's not helpful, and the other person's automatically going to get defensive if you start saying those kinds of things. So a better way, if you're being accused of something you're not doing and they're hurling that at you, you can say, I'm sad that you're assuming that I just want to control you, because that's not my heart. My heart isn't to control you. Here's my heart. And then you present it again in a way that hopefully they'll understand, and you just keep doing that. And if their defense is up and they keep accusing you and they keep throwing hatefulness and disrespect, then once again you can say, I'll be happy to resume this conversation again later. And keep repeating over and over again, that's not my heart, here's my heart. And resisting the urge to pull up, your own weapons, back to the number 2, it's me versus you. I'm going to pull up the past. I'm going to pull up, what you did when you're confronted, or all these different weapons, that you're going to pull out your bazooka to shoot back at the person because you want to win the fight or the conflict, and feel powerful by winning, instead of, okay, I need to hear the information. I need to know what you're saying, what your heart is, and I need to keep asking questions until I've got it. And that's the way that for conflict resolution it's the passage of information from one person to another, and giving the person feedback on how you're experiencing them and what you need. And it can be the same whether it's, your job and an employer, an employee, or an extended family member, a spouse. It's the same thing. I'm going to present information. I'm not going to try to win. I'm not going to be defensive if I feel threatened. And I'm going to focus on what the behavior is that is affecting me. And I'm going to be really clear in my communication, clarify when I need to, and I'm going to repeat back to you what I'm hearing you saying. So if you can keep those 5 things in mind, and I know it's hard when you're feeling threatened, like I said, but remembering these things and doing these things, it'll change the dynamics like it did for me, so that now when I have conflict, I don't feel powerless, and I feel like I can communicate what I need. And it doesn't always turn out well. Like, a few months ago, I had a conversation with somebody I really care about, and it didn't go well at all. And it still hasn't been totally resolved. So those are really hard, but I don't feel that, I know that I communicated myself really well. and I made several attempts at it, and the other person didn't want to hear what I had to say, and wouldn't really communicate back so that we could have a conversation back and forth. So that made it really tough, because you're only 50% of the situation, and so you really can only control you. You can't control the other person. So your only responsibility is to present your information clearly and your needs clearly, and be respectful yourself, and not make it about winning, so that you can walk away from the conversation feeling confident and knowing that you did everything that you could. So anyway, if you have any questions, private message me or leave them in the comments, and let me know if there's anything in the future you'd like me to talk about. And bless you, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye.